Welcome, MHP Rhino Nation, to another episode. Let's get dive deep into MHP's baby.
Yeah. So today we are cracking open a professional playbook for doing something that sounds, well, almost impossible. How to convince someone to sell you a business they have absolutely no intention of selling.
Okay, so let's really get into this. The challenge here, it's not just about money. It's way more about psychology, strategy, and a whole lot of trust. We're going to use the really fascinating world of buying mobile home parks from longtime owners to see exactly how the pros turn a hard no into a confident yes.
You see, for so many of these owners, their business isn't just some line on a balance sheet. No way. It's their life's work. It's a community they've built from the ground up, a legacy they've protected for years. And all of that creates this kind of fortress, with really strong emotional and financial walls.
And this reveals the true battlefield. The negotiation, it's not really about the price tag. It's about all these core human emotions. You've got fear, attachment, uncertainty. These are the real gatekeepers. A really savvy acquirer knows their first job isn't to attack that fortress, but to truly understand the person living inside of it.
The best in the business, they don't wing it. They're not just showing up with a fat checkbook and hoping for the best. Nope. They follow a meticulous, repeatable playbook, a 10-step process that's designed not just to make an offer, but to methodically build trust and solve the owner's actual real-world problems. So what does that path even look like? Well, here are some of the key milestones. It always starts with just building rapport, being a human being. Then it shifts to uncovering the owner's real frustrations, the late-night calls, the constant stress. And the whole point, really, is to completely reframe the sale. It's not a transaction. It's a simple, hassle-free ticket to retirement. And boom, this is the pivot point. The whole conversation connects the deal to these powerful personal benefits. All of a sudden, it's not about selling a park anymore. It's about investing in your own health, your own freedom, your own peace of mind. And let me tell you, that's a motivator that money just can't buy. Okay, now for the master key. This is the thing that can unlock the entire fortress. It's a financial tool that most buyers see as a concession, something they have to give up. But the absolute best acquirers, they present it as the seller's single greatest benefit. It's called seller financing. So what this really does is it allows the owner to use a super powerful tax strategy called the installment sale method. And this is an absolute game changer. I mean, instead of getting one giant check and then one equally giant tax bill, this completely changes how they get to keep the money they've spent a lifetime earning. And just look at the contrast here. A standard sale, that triggers a huge tax event. It can wipe out a massive chunk of their profit all at once. But with seller financing, that tax burden gets spread out over years and years. This often keeps them in a lower tax bracket and, bottom line, lets them keep way more of their hard-earned money. But wait, it actually gets even better. They're not just saving money on taxes, now they are making money. By basically acting as the bank, the seller can earn a high, steady interest rate on the rest of the sale price. Their old business, which was a full-time headache, is now a high-yield, completely passive investment. How great is that? This question, this is checkmate. It just completely reframes the entire conversation. It forces the seller to stop and think, and to realize that no traditional investment out there offers this kind of secure, high return. Suddenly, they're not just a seller anymore, they're a savvy investor who's about to make the smartest move of their entire career. Okay, so you've got this brilliant offer on the table, but it's never that easy, right? You're still going to face objections. But a skilled negotiator knows that every objection isn't a roadblock. It's actually a window, a peek into what the seller is truly worried about.
The classic. You're going to hear this one a lot. It's almost an automatic, knee-jerk reaction. It's a test, really. They expect you to immediately start talking about bumping up the price. But the strategic response isn't to argue about the number at all. And here is that clever response. You see, this question doesn't counter. It seeks to understand. Is the issue some inflated valuation they heard from a buddy, or is it about their actual real-life retirement needs? By isolating the real problem behind the number, you can actually start solving it.
So how do you rebuild the offer's value without just throwing more money at it? Well, there's this nifty 4-part framework. You add tangible benefits, like covering all the fees. You subtract their risks, like a deal falling through. You multiply the intangible value, like their peace of mind, and you divide the offer to show what a fantastic return it is on their saved time and stress.
And look, it is not all about the numbers. Sometimes the smallest things build the most trust. Using an owner's name, handing them the tablet to follow along, asking for their advice. All of these things create a sense of participation. When an owner feels involved and respected, they stop feeling like they're being sold to. They start feeling like a partner in the process. So when you put it all together, the recipe for getting to yes becomes really clear. It's not just one thing. It's this powerful combination of a logical, step-by-step process, some creative financial structuring that actually benefits the seller, and a really deep understanding of human psychology. And in the end, that's what this is all about. The goal isn't just to buy an asset. It's to transform what could be a difficult negotiation into a real partnership, one that secures the owner's financial future and truly honors the legacy they spent a lifetime building.
So, what's the one thing you should remember from all of this? The key to unlocking the most difficult deals, the impossible ones, often isn't about offering the highest price. It's about deeply understanding and solving the seller's true needs, their fears, their hopes, and their desire for a simple, secure next chapter. By focusing on the human problem first, you can create a win-win solution where a simple cash offer never even stood a chance.